Hello all, hope you're doing well today. So today we are diving into chapter 7. This is exercise physiology and fitness. So this chapter introduces you to the foundations of how the human body responds to physical activity and how it can use that information to improve our health and performance. So our objectives in this chapter are that you should be able to define and explain the importance of exercise physiology and be able to identify and describe the components of health and performance or skill-related fitness, as well as be able to explain the principles and guidelines for designing fitness programs using the FIT principle, which we'll talk about, and be able to describe other factors related to fitness and performance, including environmental conditions, nutrition, and performance-enhancing drugs. Here we go. So in exercise physiology, we look closely at how the body responds to different types of exercise, primarily aerobic versus anaerobic. And with aerobic exercise like running or swimming, it relies on oxygen to produce energy, while anaerobic exercise like sprinting or heavy lifting tends to use energy that's stored in the muscles. Now, we also examine how the muscular cardiovascular systems respond and adapt. This includes how the heart rate, stroke volume, and oxygen delivery systems change during and after exercise. In addition, we explore biomechanical and biochemical responses. That means understanding how our bodies move and the chemical changes like hormone release or lactic acid buildup that happen with exercise. And finally, we study the long-term adaptations that occur with consistent training, such as increased endurance, muscle strength, and improved metabolic efficiency. These insights allow fitness and health professionals to design safe, effective programs for different individuals, whether that's athletes, seniors, or others that are managing chronic conditions. So let's take a moment to define what exercise physiology really is. At its core, exercise physiology is a study of the effects of exercise on the body. This includes everything from how your heart rate changes during a run to how your muscles repair and grow after strength training. It also focuses on how the body responds and adapts to various types of exercise. These responses can range from the cellular level, like changes in mitochondria, to whole body systems like the cardiovascular or respiratory systems. These adaptations can be short-term, such as increased breathing during exercise, or long-term adaptations like improved endurance or muscle strength after weeks of consistent training. Another key component is the population that's served. Exercise physiologists don't just work with elite athletes. They work with people of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities. That includes children, older adults, individuals with chronic diseases, and those simply looking to improve their quality of life through movement. So whether the goal is peak performance or basic health improvement, exercise physiology plays a vital role in guiding how we move and train. Now let's take a closer look at the key areas of study within exercise physiology. One major focus is understanding the effects of different types of exercise, especially the differences between aerobic and anaerobic training. Aerobic exercise like jogging or swimming requires oxygen and builds cardiovascular endurance. In contrast, anaerobic exercise such as sprinting or heavy lifting relies on energy systems that don't use oxygen and is geared toward strength and power. Another area involving examining muscle and cardiovascular responses, this includes how muscles generate force, how the heart and lungs respond to exercise, and how oxygen is delivered throughout the body during exercise. Now, exercise physiologists also investigate biomechanical and biochemical responses. While we've talked a little bit about biomechanically, we study how the body moves efficiently and safely. Biochemically, we look at how the body produces energy and handles byproducts like lactic acid. And finally, we explore long-term adaptations to training, including increased muscle mass, improved endurance, better glucose regulation, or lower blood pressure, all of which contribute to better health and performance over time. So by understanding these areas, Professionals can design and adjust exercise programs to meet the needs of a wide variety of populations, from elite athletes to people managing chronic health conditions. When we talk about physical fitness, we typically divide it into two main categories: health-related components, which impact your ability to live a healthy, independent life, and skill-related components, which are more associated with athletic performance. Let's begin with the health-related components because they are essential not just for athletes, but for everyone, regardless of age or ability. These components directly relate to the prevention of disease and the promotion of health. Body composition refers to the proportion of fat mass and lean body mass. So we're looking at muscle, bone, and water, as well as your organs and the body. Having too much body fat, especially visceral fat around the abdomen, increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. While improving body composition isn't just about losing fat, it's also about maintaining or increasing muscle mass through proper nutrition and exercise. A person may weigh the same after 6 months of training, but have a healthier body composition due to an increase in muscle mass and a reduction in body fat. Now, cardiorespiratory endurance is the ability of the heart and lungs and circulatory system to efficiently deliver oxygen to working muscles during prolonged physical activity. It's often measured through activities like running, cycling, or swimming over time. A higher level of cardiorespiratory endurance means your heart works more efficiently, you tire less easily, and your risk for cardiovascular diseases is lower. So someone with good endurance can climb several flights of stairs without feeling breathless. Flexibility refers to the range of motion available at a joint or group of joints. It is essential for everyday movements like bending, reaching, and turning. Lack of flexibility can lead to muscle imbalances and limited mobility, as well as a higher risk of injuries, especially in the lower back, hips, and shoulders. Athletes, dancers, and even office workers benefit from stretching to maintain proper posture and reduce joint stiffness. Now, muscular endurance is the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to perform repeated contractions or hold a position over time without fatigue. It's important for both athletes and the average person. For example, holding a yoga pose, or doing multiple push-ups, or even carrying groceries. A construction worker who lifts, bends, and carries tools all day relies on muscular endurance to work safely and effectively. And muscular strength. It is the maximum force a muscle or muscle group can exert in a single effort. This is crucial for performing basic tasks like lifting, pushing, and pulling. Strong muscles also support joints and help prevent injuries. So a person with good muscular strength can lift a heavy object or stand up from a low chair without assistance. Together, these five main components form the foundation for healthy, functional living. They improve quality of life and support independence in older adults. It enhances performance in daily and recreational activities and reduces the risk of injury and chronic illness. Now that we've covered the health-related components, let's look at the skill-related components of physical fitness, or as I like to say, sport performance. These components are traditionally associated with athletic performance, but they also play a vital role in our functional fitness, our ability to move effectively, safely, and confidently in everyday life. As we age, maintaining these skills can help prevent falls and improve mobility, as well as preserve our independence. Here are the 6 components. Agility. Agility is the ability to change direction quickly and effectively while maintaining control. It's critical in most sports, from basketball and soccer to tennis and volleyball, but agility is also essential in daily life. Imagine needing to suddenly step to the side to avoid an obstacle, or a firefighter navigating through debris, or stepping off of a crowded curb safely. Balance is the ability to maintain body positioning, whether you're standing still or static, or it's dynamic, you're moving. It plays a central role in injury prevention, especially in older adults, and is key to posture and core stability. Improved balance reduces the risk of falls and increases confidence in movement. Oftentimes, you'll see that older adults are recommended to go to Tai Chi for balance. It helps in preparing the body and strengthening the body accordingly. And gymnasts, they maintain a balance on the beam during a routine, or even just walking across uneven terrain. Important to have that balance. Now, coordination is the ability to use multiple body parts together smoothly and efficiently. It involves the integration of the nervous system and muscular system to produce controlled, purposeful movements. It is crucial for motor skill development in children and task efficiency in adults. For example, catching a ball or dancing. Now, power is the combination of strength and speed, essentially how fast you can exert force. Power is critical in explosive movements such as jumping, sprinting, or throwing. It's also a key factor in preventing injuries, especially in high-risk scenarios where quick, forceful movements are needed. For example, a sprinter pushing off the blocks or a basketball player jumping for a rebound. Now, reaction time is how quickly you can respond to a stimulus, like a sound, a visual cue, or a physical movement. And it is something that you can train and should train. This is a crucial component in both sports and safety-related tasks. For example, a tennis player reacting instantly to a serve, or faster reaction times can help prevent accidents and improve performance. For example, a driver hitting their brakes quickly to avoid a collision, or an athlete responding to a starting gun. Now, speed refers to how quickly you can move from one point to another. While top speed is vital in sports, everyday examples also include walking briskly across the street or hurrying to catch a bus. And in sports, a soccer player sprinting down the field, or a student running to class in the rain. So why do these both matter? While health-related components support overall well-being and disease prevention, skill-related components help us move with confidence, accuracy, and efficiency. So together, these two categories form a complete picture of physical fitness, helping individuals of all ages, from athletes to older adults, lead active, capable, and independent lives. One of the biggest public health concerns today is the rise in chronic diseases, conditions that last a long time and often progress slowly. Many of these can be linked to lifestyle behaviors, particularly physical inactivity. And exercise science refers to many of these conditions as hypokinetic diseases. The term hypokinetic literally means too little movement. These diseases develop due to insufficient physical activity, often combined with poor dietary habits. Some common examples include coronary heart disease, which is reduced blood flow to the heart due to plaque buildup in the arteries; hypertension or high blood pressure, which strains the heart and blood vessels; and osteoporosis, which is a weakening of bones, which is worsened by inactivity; and non-insulin dependent diabetes, often linked to obesity and inactivity; and chronic back pain, which can be related to poor posture and weak core muscles; obesity, which increases the risk for many other health issues. The good news is that regular physical activity significantly reduces the risk of developing these conditions and can even help manage or reverse them. This is one of the most powerful arguments for making physical activity a consistent part of your daily life. While we've seen the benefits of physical activity, it's just as important to recognize the serious risks associated with physical inactivity. Inactivity is now considered a major risk factor for several chronic diseases. In fact, the risks associated with a sedentary lifestyle are on par with those of smoking and poor diet. Individuals who lead a sedentary life, meaning they spend most of their day sitting or lying down with minimal physical activity, have a significantly higher risk of both morbidity, developing disease, and mortality, early death. One of the most concerning statistics is that inactive individuals have almost twice the risk of developing coronary heart disease compared to those who are physically active. This highlights the urgent need to promote movement throughout the day, not just formal exercise, but walking more, standing periodically, and generally reducing sitting time. Next, let's explore an important topic in exercise science. It's the dose-response debate. Just like with medication, the idea is that the dose of physical activity determines the response or health benefit. But the big questions are, what kind of activity should be performed? Should it be aerobic, like walking or cycling, or resistance-based, like weight training? The answer can depend on the health outcomes or fitness goals we're targeting. How long does the workout need to be? Is 10 minutes enough? Do we need 60? Research shows that even short bouts of activity add up, but total duration still matters for improving specific health markers. How much effort or intensity is required? Should the activity be moderate, like brisk walking, or vigorous, like running? The intensity level directly impacts the body's adaptations and how quickly benefits are achieved. How frequently should activity be performed? Is daily exercise necessary, or is 3 to 5 days per week sufficient? Frequency helps determine long-term effectiveness and sustainability. Ultimately, answering these questions helps professionals tailor activity plans that are safe, effective, and appropriate for different individuals, whether they're recovering from illness or training for competition. Now, this visual outlines the key recommendations for adults to maintain or improve their health through physical activity. Step number 1, aerobic activity. Adults should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity, like brisk walking, light cycling, or water aerobics each week. Alternatively, you could do 75 minutes of vigorous intensity activities such as running, swimming laps, or playing competitive sports that can be substituted. And these can be broken down into manageable sessions throughout the week, like 30 minutes a day or 5 days a week. So you can substitute one for the other. It really is dependent upon what your interests are, what you're able to do. If you can, I always recommend the moderate to intense, vigorous, intense activities over the long duration, but it really depends upon what your goals are and what you're able to do. Now, step number 2 is looking at muscle strengthening. So in addition to the aerobic exercise, it's important for your heart. Adults should perform muscle strengthening activities on at least 2 days per week. These exercises should target all the major muscle groups, including the legs, the hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. Examples include resistance band training, weightlifting, yoga, and body weight movements like squats or push-ups. So you don't need a lot of equipment. And step number 3 is progress for greater benefits. For those who are already active, increasing the amount or intensity of physical activity can lead to additional health benefits. This might mean adding more vigorous sessions, extending your workout time, or introducing more challenging exercises. The key takeaway is move more, sit less. Consistency is more important than perfection, and small steps lead to big results over time. Regular physical activity improves a wide range of health benefits that impact both the body and the mind. One of the most significant benefits is enhanced cardiovascular function. Exercise strengthens the heart and improves circulation and helps reduce key risk factors for cardiovascular disease like high blood pressure or high cholesterol and obesity. And it also improves our ability to perform everyday tasks, making activities like climbing stairs and carrying groceries or playing with kids easier and less tiring. By building strength, flexibility, and stability, exercise can reduce the risk of muscle and joint injuries, especially in older adults or those recovering from injury. Another benefit is increased work efficiency. People who are physically active often have more energy, better focus, and improved productivity throughout the day. On a personal level, regular physical activity contributes to a more positive physical appearance, improved self-image, and overall mental well-being. It's a powerful tool in managing stress and boosting our self-confidence and promoting emotional resilience. And finally, it can lead to a reduction in depression and anxiety symptoms, thanks to the mood-enhancing effects of exercise and the brain's release of endorphins during movement. In short, physical activity improves nearly every aspect of life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Beyond the physical and mental benefits we've already discussed, regular exercise offers a number of additional advantages that enhance overall quality of life. One of the most impactful is stress management. Physical activity helps regulate stress hormones and provides a healthy outlet for tension, anxiety, and mental fatigue. Exercise also promotes socialization, whether it's a group fitness class or sports league, or simply walking with friends. Social interaction through physical activity can build relationships and improve mood and create a sense of community and belonging. Another benefit is improved general motor performance. This includes coordination, agility, balance, and reaction time, all of which are important for daily function and injury prevention, especially as we age. Regular movement leads to increased energy levels and greater resistance to fatigue. People who are active often find they have more stamina and alertness throughout the day. Lastly, exercise can mitigate the effects of aging. It helps maintain strength, bone density, balance, and independence, allowing individuals to stay healthier and more mobile for longer. In fact, regular physical activity is one of the most powerful tools we have for promoting longevity and maintaining quality of life well into older adulthood. So in summary, exercise physiology is the study of how the body responds and adapts to physical activity, both immediately, which are acute responses, and over time, chronic adaptations. Now, areas of study, we look at aerobic versus anaerobic exercise. We'll go more into depth in that in part 2 of our conversation in chapter 7. We also look at the cardiovascular responses, muscular and respiratory responses to exercise, and the energy systems, where we look at glycolysis, fast and slow, and oxidative systems, and the long-term adaptations to training, as well as programming for athletes, general, and clinical populations. Now, physical fitness is the ability of body systems to work efficiently in daily activities and reduce our disease risk. The components, we have health-related, as well as skill-related. Health-related as more of cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength and endurance, flexibility and body composition, whereas skill-related or sport performance as agility requires agility, balance, coordination, power, reaction time, and speed. And physical activity, it's really any movement that uses energy. It includes exercise, recreation, work, and our daily tasks. And if we look at fitness and health, it's regular physical activity. It helps to boost our physical and mental health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases and enhances our quality of life and independence. And that is all that I have for you today. I look forward to talking with you again in part 2, where we'll break down more of the energy systems and talk more about the training principles. Have a great day.